We are inside 6 minutes to the start of our American Dumpster H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. We are going to have 4 H1 Unlimited hydroplanes coming out onto the race course here for our Heat 1A. The field will look like this. The U91, the black and gold, Miss Goodman Real Estate. Goodman Real Estate will be driven by Jeff Bernard. He'll be joined by a good friend of his, J. Michael Kelly. He is our defending Lake Guntersville champion. He'll be driving the silver and bright orange Miss Tri-Cities, the U8. He's also going to have teammate Corey Peabody driving the U9, the other silver boat, the Lynx Healthcare. That's Corey Peabody in the 9. And rounding out the field, Jeff Ayler, this one should be fun. A lot of orange on the U40, the Beacon Plumbing, Dave Vilwalk. So it's Bernard, J. Michael, Corey Peabody, and Dave Vilwalk. This could be fun.
It's going to be fun. Great way to kick off the 2022 H1 Unlimited Hydroplane season, and better yet, it's for the APBA Gold Cup, the 112th running, the oldest active motorsports trophy in the world.
In the world, that's it, and it's standing right behind us. And good news, we've got 4 boats set to answer the bell. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 rooster tails coming across. And I can tell you right now, the Beacon Plumbing and Dave Vilwalk, they've already had a better day here on day 1 than they had a year ago. They had a very difficult time answering the bell, but they are here. Jeff, we are going to go 3 times around this 2.5-mile oval. We're looking at the clock. We're coming up on 4 minutes and 10 seconds until the start. Again, it's the 91 black and gold. It's the U8 silver and orange. It's the U9 dominant silver and the U40 pretty much all orange. And Dave Vilwalk is the first boat coming across start finish. Predominantly orange trimmed in black, U40 Beacon Plumbing.
Unlike our first 2 heats for our fans along the shoreline, it was assigned lanes, clock start. Now the big guys fight for lanes, clock start. The milling period is very important to position yourself to get to these start-finish line buoys when the clock strikes 0. Brad, if you jump the gun in H1 Unlimited, that is a 1-lap penalty. Boy, Vilwalk in the milling period right now is by himself. The other 3 drivers seem to be keen on each other.
Yeah, the other 3 drivers down there at the bottom of the race course, nobody can really move. See if J. Michael Kelly on the inside doesn't make a left-hand turn here somewhere. Now he's going to put his foot in it, and J. Mike's going to pull ahead, but see if he doesn't make a left-hand turn at the top and maybe come across the race course and get away from those other 2 guys.
And also, too, the 2 silver boats are teammates, J. Michael Kelly and the Miss Tri-Cities, Corey Peabody, and Lynx Healthcare. Now, Bernard is pulled away from him, so Brad, would the teammate drivers try to key on each other and decide how to get to this start-finish line buoy at full tilt at 0?
Yeah, we're never going to know exactly what they're thinking right now, and the 2 teammates are very close together up there. The 2 silver boats, the boat on the outside, look at Dave Vilwalk across the course at 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Now he's out in front of the field talking about the 2 boats that are behind everybody, the 2 silver boats. On the outside is the U9, that's Corey Peabody, the Lynx Healthcare inside, and coming on hard is the U9, or the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities. The difference, and you can see it right there, is the orange on the fairings, the vertical uprights on the U8. They are silver on the U9. Boats are down to the lower end of the race course, and we're cutting the race course again. Dave went all the way down, but we had 2 cutters that are going to get in front of him right now.
Boy, both Bernard and Kelly cut through the GP Pro Light course, and now Bernard, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until American Dumpster Unlimited 1A here at the 2022 Lake Guntersville Hydro Fest. It's the APBA Gold Cup for the H1.
Here comes Dave.
Cutting through.
Here comes Dave cutting through. Sorry to jump on you there, but that's a big move, and I think his timing is okay. I have some unofficial marks on this race course. We'll leave that to the professionals, but I think Dave is all right. He wants to be down at that lower corner at some point after 1:30, and right now he's at 1:25.
So Vilwalk, Brad, I think he will go clear down to turn number 1. Peabody's in a position he'll have to do the same. Now Kelly, what's his position? Will he cut? Will he go down? Bernard has a wonderful opportunity to cut.
There he goes. J. Michael Kelly is going to cut the course. Is he too early? Now Vilwalk's going to come off the corner down there and see a rooster tail in front of him. His spotter will say that is J. Michael Kelly. Now looking at the watch, we're inside 1 minute, but J. Michael Kelly out front cannot drop below 80 miles an hour. This is where that rule comes into play. We'll watch him up the backstretch. The Miss Tri-Cities, the U8 is on the inside. He is out front. The Beacon Plumbing with Dave Vilwalk is in second place. Then it is Corey Peabody driving the U9, the Lynx Healthcare, and trailing the field and coming up strong with a lot of boat speed. Jeff Bernard in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. Top end of the race course. 30 seconds until our start. Come on, Jeff. Oh, he'll pick it up. He may come with an awful lot of boat speed. Now, Jeff Ayler was talking about 16, 15, 13 seconds off that pin. We are at 17 seconds right now. It's getting to about time to put your foot on the gas. This is going to be close. Jeff, bring him to the line. The first heat of Unlimiteds.
Guntersville, buckle up. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing American Dumpster Unlimited Heat 1A. Corey Peabody leads him across the line in the Lynx Healthcare in lane number 3. We look to our right, Peabody there first. Peabody, your leader. Vilwalk is there in second. Peabody, Vilwalk, side by side off the turn.
Just like that, we're coming out with side-by-side racing here in Heat 1A, and it is Corey Peabody. Lynx Healthcare got him by a boat length, maybe a boat length and a half. Vilwalk's not gonna go away. J. Michael Kelly and the Miss Tri-Cities is in third, and then it's Bernard knocking on the door, and the Goodman Real Estate in fourth. Top end of the race course. We've got to leave room in there for Dave Vilwalk. Although Dave Vilwalk has control of the course, there's Corey Peabody. Jeff off the top end of the race course. Great racing here in our Heat 1A.
Beautiful deck-to-deck dueling American Dumpster Unlimited 1A. Vilwalk on the inside at 68 years of age, driving like a 28-year-old. Your official leader after lap number 1 is Corey Peabody. Lynx Healthcare, Vilwalk in second, Beacon Plumbing, deck-to-deck racing for third. Kelly to the inside, Bernard to the outside. Back into turn number 1 to begin the H1 season. Vilwalk at 68 years of age is in front, but Peabody is there.
Peabody is right there as they come off the exit pin. Now we talk about that acceleration off that pin, and Dave seems to have it. Looks like one boat. Trust me, Corey is right there. He's knocking on the door right with him. We've got another deck-to-deck duel going on up the backstretch. Jeff Bernard's got about 2 boat lengths on J. Michael Kelly driving at Miss Tri-Cities. The Goodman Real Estate is out front by 2 boat lengths, but top end of the race course, Beacon Plumbing, the 68-year-old superstar Dave Vilwalk slides out to about lane number 3. Still got Corey sitting right on his hip, Jeff.
Little hip check by Dave Vilwalk. Look legal from our vantage point. We will come down to get the white flag. Hopefully, yes, white flag is displayed. 2 complete, 1 to go, and now Vilwalk extends it out. Oh, and Peabody flew Unlimited 1A here at Lake Guntersville. Second place will go to Corey Peabody and the U9 Lynx Healthcare. J. Michael Kelly fought and battled for that third place position, gained superiority halfway through it. Third place to J. Michael Kelly in U8 Miss Tri-Cities. Jeff Bernard, I'm sure he'll be disappointed, Brad. Not the best start that Jeff Bernard could have got, but they did score, and we'll get 169 points in 4.
Because our officials right now are in the process of verifying whether or not we have a new course record here that was set by Vilwalk. They're looking at some tape, and either way, whether he did or not, he was running really fast outside of Dave Vilwalk.
And Brad, while you stepped away, they're rechecking, but right now it appears he was just a touch short of that, but they will go back and recalculate and retime to see if that record was set. As we're approaching the 5-minute period, and the first miscue of Gold Cup Weekend 2022 goes to Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare. Could have had 300 points. Penalty takes him down to 169. But, Brad, you're right. They did score. They would rather have the 300, but they'll take what they got.
We got boats on the water. Jimmy Shane is away from the dock, and the U1, the Miss Home Street. We've got him on our monitor here, and we can look across and see him. Here comes Jamie Nielsen right behind him, so we've got 2 of our 3 boats coming out. across the lake from the pit area. Let's go racing again. It is our H1 Unlimited Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. And we got 3 boats. It's always fun. Let's do it again, Jeff.
Should be fun. And Brad, this will be the first time for our fans here at Lake Guntersville. The turbocharged Allison racer leaving the dock, Jimmy Shane. The last piston-powered boat in the sport will make an appearance in 1B.
Yep, and they are away from the dock. We've got all 3 boats up and running away. So that's a good thing. It'll be the U11, the Miss Colleen, Jamie Nielsen. The U1, the Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane.
Yeah.
And our third place finisher, our third boat in the heat, the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware, Jimmy King, the U3, the Terminator, first boat across the start-finish line here. Can't miss that one, Jeff, powder blue and white. It is the Miss Home Street. Turned some mighty quick laps yesterday. But that was yesterday, and he didn't get any points for that. We need points now. He'd love to see 400 points and get a good start on that national high points race. You did talk about Corey Peabody, and I know you don't have a microphone, so this is great. I can ask you all kinds of questions you can't answer. We're getting some new batteries in Jeff's equipment here. But I think these guys as racers will tell you that if you're going to have a bad heat in the Gold Cup, make it the first one, don't make it the last one.
You do want it in the first one, but you hate to start that way, but it is better the first heat and then figure out how the sequence will go on 2, 3, and 4.
And I'm sure if you talked to Corey Peabody last year, here comes the Terminator across start-finish line with 3 minutes. Coming up on 3 minutes until the start, looking good. Griggs presents Ace Hardware, and there was some question, Jeff, about that when they were out and ran earlier this morning. The boat went down in the water and had to receive a tow back to the pit area. Apparently it was nothing terribly major, or at least anything that has been reported. The boat is back out on the water looking good.
Important 3-boat heat coming up here in American Dumpster. Unlimited 1B, approaching the 2-minute and 30-second mark. Brad, definitely on paper, the Home Street Blue and White, the favorite with Jimmy Shane, but you don't run them on paper, you run them on the water. Now this battle here between these 2 boats for 300 points could be very exciting depending on how the lanes shake up and sort out. So Jamie Nielsen up in turn number 2 first in the Miss Colleen, followed by Jimmy King and the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware as we're approaching the 2-minute mark. And right now, Brad, Jimmy Shane, I think everybody's in ideal positioning.
I was waiting. I was keeping an eye on Jimmy to see if he didn't come across, and here he comes, and he's going to park that thing in 1 if he wants it. It's early in the weekend, as we say all the time, Jeff. You can't win the Gold Cup in the first heat of the day, but you can sure as heck lose it. Don't do anything silly. Get your points. You do not want to be down at the entrance pin to that lower corner. This is my unofficial timing at 1:30. We're at 1:33 right now, so I think all of them are in pretty good shape. And it looks like Jamie Nielsen is on the inside of Jimmy King and the piston-powered Terminator.
And Brad, I thought all 3 would go down, so Shane will lead them down into turn number 1, followed by Nielsen and King in the piston-powered Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. Approaching the 1-minute period for American Dumpster, Unlimited Heat 1B. Brad Luce, 1 minute has come. It's expired. We're under 1 minute. Set these lanes for 1B.
Well, coming out of the corner there and up the back chute with, as you say, inside of 1 minute. We're at 50 seconds in lane 1 on the inside. That's the powder blue and white, the Miss Home Street, driven by Jimmy Shane. Then it looks like it'll be Jamie Nielsen in lane 2, driving the chartreuse and royal blue, Miss Colleen. And then on the outside, it's the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. This could be a dandy start. The boats are starting to score up very well. Looking at the watch, inside 30 seconds. I'll take them to the exit pin, Jeff, then you bring them down. Nielsen starts to accelerate on the outside. He's bringing King with him. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Now they're going to fan out and come down. 16 seconds on my watch, Jeff. Looks good. Bring them down.
I think they'll be fine. Shane in 1, Nielsen in 2, King in 3. Guntersville, we are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark, and we're racing in American Dumpster, Unlimited 1B. Jimmy King leads him officially across the line in lane number 3 in the Terminator. We'll look to the inside, and Jimmy Shane takes the lead in Miss Home Street. King in second, Nielsen in third, Brad, Shane in front, King battling in second.
Yeah, King's coming hard in second place, and look at Nielsen in between boats. He's almost dead even with Jimmy King as they come down the backstretch. The start is good. We called again. Look at the speed from Jimmy King in that piston-powered boat. He's actually moving away from Nielsen in second place. He's got his sights on that blue boat. That is a tall order, but the three of them are all at the top end of the race course together. Oh, and Nielsen got wet in there a little bit. He dropped back, but it's Shane coming off the corner with the lead, Jeff.
Jimmy Shane, your leader. You won Miss Home Street, making a rooster tail and a half over the Turbinator. Lap number 1 complete, 2 to go. Miss Home Street comfortably in front. But here's that thunder of the Griggs Presents Miss Ace Hardware in second. Jamie Nielsen third, Miss Colleen. All three approaching turn number 1. Jimmy Shane remaining on the buoy row in Miss Home Street. King continues to chase, and Brady's cut into the deficit some, exiting the turn.
Yeah, he really has. He's into the rooster tail there. Keep an eye on Nielsen. He's not out of this yet because he's on that inside track. Jimmy King with the Terminator trying to run down Jimmy Shane up the backstretch. Halfway up there, he's in the rooster tail. It is Jimmy Shane driving a Home Street. Then it is Jimmy King in the Griggs Presents the Ace Hardware. They're at the top end of the course, entrance pin at the top end. This is lap number 2. They will come down and pick up the white flag with 1 to go. I'll tell you what, Jeff Ayler, King is not going away.
Shane's lead is evaporating. The Turbinator has come to play at the Gold Cup. We will receive the white flag. And now it's down to a full rooster tail. White flag displayed here in American Dumpster Unlimited 1B. And now Jimmy Shane's lead is down to 10 boat lengths. Jimmy King still chasing in second. And Griggs Presents Miss Ace Hardware. Jamie Nielsen remains in third, and Miss Colleen in turn number 1. Shane shorter way around on the buoy rows, and here comes the Turbinator.
Jimmy King does not want to let him go. This is the white flag lap. That means the checkers are waiting for him. Jimmy Shane has got a right side rear view mirror that is full of red piston power. It's the Home Street with the lead up the backstretch. Griggs Ace Hardware, second place. He's only about 5, maybe 6 boat lengths back. This is going to be a charge. If King's got anything left, he might surprise Jimmy Shane. I think he surprised all of us with the boat speed he's showing. Top end of the race course. They're going to come off the corner and run down for the checkered flag. Where's Jimmy? There he is. He's right there on the outside. Jeff, bring him down.
All right, Guntersville, does the Turbinator have it? Time running out. Jimmy Shane sees the checkered flag waving. Jimmy Shane wins it. Unlimited 1B, brought to you by American Dumpster. Jimmy King was second in the Griggs Presents Miss Ace Hardware, and Jamie Nielsen will come across the start-finish line buoy in the third position. And Miss Colleen, Brad, our knowledgeable fans here in Guntersville, I think they've got a new boat. They like the Turbinator.
Yes, Guntersville, what do you think of piston power? He can make that thing roll. That was some kind of fun. Oh, my God. Can we just fuel them up and run them again?
As the heat went on, could you hear the crowd noise?
Yeah.
It was getting louder and louder and louder, rooting on that World War II aircraft engine. They like that big red boat.
I think they do, and I thought at first maybe they were cheering Jimmy Shane and that you won Home Street, and there's a lot of fans here for that Home Street hydroplane, but you're correct. They were building momentum in that red Turbinator. Oh, Charlie Grigg up in the Tri-Cities of Washington, sitting on the Columbia River over there at the Richland Regatta. Your boat.
Rooster tail rises from the pit area. We are 5 minutes and 15 seconds away from Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited Heat 2A. Brad Luce, it's a 4-boat 2A. Let's check our lineup.
First boat of the 4 that is going to answer the bell in Heat 2A, presented by Marshall County Tourism and Sports. The U8, the Miss Tri-Cities, driven by defending Guntersville champion J. Michael Kelly. Going to be joined out there by the Red Turbinator. Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. That's the U3, Jimmy King behind the wheel. Then he's going to get joined by the U91. That's the black and gold Goodman Real Estate. Jeff Bernard handles the driving chores in that one. And if that wasn't enough for you, how about the U40, the orange and black Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwalk. Jeff Ayler, we got the 8, the 3, the 91, and the 40, or if you like it this way, Kelly, King, Bernard, Villwalk.
Should be a good lineup here in Marshall County Tourism and Sports. Unlimited 2A, Villwalk entering turn number 1. Jeff Bernard in the gold and black Miss Goodman Real Estate. The silver boat with the fluorescent orange to the back on the wing, that's the Miss Tri-Cities. And Brad, the boat entering turn number 2 is the turbocharged Allison. Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware with Jimmy King, otherwise known as the Turbinator.
When the boats went down to the lower end of the race course last time, our leader going down there was the 40 and Dave Villwalk. When he got to the exit pin and looked ahead of him, he saw a rooster tail. That would have been Jeff Bernard, who cut the race course at the lower end. That's Bernard up there at the entrance pin. Oh, and Dave says, I'll just return the favor. Thank you very much. Here comes Dave Villwalk coming across the race course in what has become over the years a signature move for the young man who's got more wins than anybody in H1 Unlimited Racing.
67 career wins for Dave Villwalk, 10 APBA Gold Cups, looking for number 11 tomorrow afternoon to tie Chip Hanauer. So Jimmy King in turn 1. Villwalk cuts through the infield once again. Brad, will Kelly follow?
He's going to go all the way down. J. Mike is going to go all the way down to the lower end of the race course. Looks like Bernard is going to cut the course.
Go down into turn number 1 now, but field turn number 1 of the smaller course. Here's the Turbinator. Jimmy King right here in front of us, about 500 feet to the start-finish line buoy, and behind him is J. Michael Kelly. Brad, 2 minutes. This 5-minute warm-up period seems like it's taken forever. There are still games to decide and lanes to decide.
Yeah, there's lanes to decide. Look at J. Michael Kelly. He's turning hard left, hard right, hard left, hard right. He's trying to scruff off time. He wants to go all the way down to the bottom end of the race course. That's what he's going to clock. Oh, he's early, Jeff. He is early, 140 until the start. Now here comes the rest of the crew behind him. Dave comes smoking down here. Dave's going to go down there behind Kelly. Kelly, remember, has got to stay over 80 miles an hour. He's going to go way wide down there. Now, as you said, keep an eye on Jeff Bernard. Jeff, is it possible he cuts the race course here?
It's going to be tight.
I don't know. He's not. He's going to go all the way. King might cut the course here. He might be in pretty good position to do it, but he's not going to. He, too, is going to go all the way down.
Think it's going to be an erratic start, Brad. We'll see how this gamesmanship plays out. Kelly, no doubt, early.
Yeah, Kelly's very early. Still got 52 seconds, and he's already past the halfway mark of the backstretch. Sometimes, Jeff Ayler, you can overpay for that inside lane, and it can cost you dearly. Look at King on the outside. We've seen him do this many times before. Bring a ton of boat speed and come up hard behind everybody. Those 2 boats trailing the field, I think they're in pretty good shape. 30 seconds until our start. Kelly, I think, is going to be in lane 1 unless he goes wide to scruff off speed. Then it's going to be Dave Villwalk up there. Then our other 2 boats are going to get up there, the Turbinator and Jeff Bernard. They're coming off the clock. 15 seconds, Jeff. Bring him down.
Thank you, Brad. Kelly, no doubt, early on the clock, and Villwalk coming by him. We are now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, it appears to be a clean start. We're racing in Marshall County Tourism and Sports. Unlimited 2A, the boats at the outside had the best start, but we'll see who has the best real estate to the inside in turn number 1. Getting there first, that's Jeff Bernard, your leader. Vilwalk in second, Kelly in third, and it's a triple-decker.
Oh boy, coming off the backstretch, it's Bernard on the outside. It is Dave Vilwalk in the Beacon Plumbing. He is on the inside of Bernard. Giving ground is J. Michael Kelly in lane 1. This is going to be a race out front between the two leaders, Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Here comes Super Dave. Super Dave is closed up on him as they get to the entrance pin of the corner. He's on the inside. Bernard's going to try and keep the speed up on him. There you see. Now he can hold Dave in tight. Gonna get real close up there, but plenty of lane space. And the Turbinator is in this mix as well, Jeff.
Beautiful dueling here side by side. A possible one-lap penalty will clarify through the race, but physically, Dave Vilwalk leads it by 3 boat lengths over Jeff Bernard and Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy King in third. Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. J. Michael Kelly trails at the top 2 in turn number 1, working lap number 2. Vilwalk on the inside. Bernard is there. Brad, the 68-year-old, driving like a 28-year-old in front.
And he's got a youngster behind him on the outside. His rearview mirrors are full of black and gold of Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Now, all of a sudden, J. Michael Kelly is starting to make some noise in 4th place. He's got his eyes set on Jimmy King. He's running in some sloppy water back there, Jeff, but he is on the inside of the Turbinator. We'll keep an eye on that one. Have you got word of a possible penalty?
Getting word on a possible infraction. We'll go ahead with the physical run. We'll watch the flags. Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2A. White flag is displayed for Dave Vilwalk. He'll accept it in the Miss Beacon Plumbing, walking it side to side. A Rooster Tail advantage over Jeff Bernard in second. In Miss Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy King in third, and Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware, but Brad, J. Michael Kelly sneaking up the inside wake of the Turbinator. Vilwalk in front, the race is for third.
Down at the lower end of the race course, we'll keep an eye on that race back there for third. Where did Kelly go? Kelly went outside, and Kelly is down. J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities is down at the lower end of the race course. Now our boats are spread out. Dave Vilwalk in the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. He is up the backstretch physically on the water. It is our leader. We're going to keep an ear to the official radio here. What do you got, Jeff?
We're going to have possibility of 2 boats with a 1-lap penalty. Brad will watch the flags. Fans along the shoreline, stand with us. Fans at home watching, stand with us. White flag is displayed. White flag. Dave Vilwalk has been issued a 1-lap penalty in the Beacon Plumbing. Here's your winner of the Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2A, Jeff Bernard. And I think we got a 1-lap penalty on the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. So J. Michael Kelly will get second in the Miss Tri-Cities, a violation that we've not been told of, but 1-lap penalties on Vilwalk and King.
Yeah, the 2 of them are still running hard on an extra lap. We're being told that is a possible penalty, and what the officials are doing now, as J. Michael Kelly comes across, they gave J. Mike the white flag. Not quite sure on that one. We haven't heard anything about that, but at the top end of the race course, Dave Vilwalk, what the officials are doing here is they are allowing them to run an extra lap in case they prove that there is an infraction. What do you got, Jeff?
For our fans along the shoreline and listening and watching at home, we went by the flags. We're being told possible 1-lap penalties will have to go to the review stand after Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2A. Write them down in pencil. Vilwalk will get third in the Beacon Plumbing, and Jimmy King will get 4th in the Turbinator. So, Brad, I've got the number 2 pencil with the eraser. Unofficially, your winner of Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2A, Jeff Bernard. Miss boat H1 Unlimited heat race for the 2022 APBA Gold Cup.
Taylor, our boats are starting to come away from the dock. We've got movement on the U9 Lynx Healthcare. Corey Peabody behind the wheel. We got movement on the U1. That is the Miss Home Street, driven by Jimmy Shane. And as I say all of that, the Miss Colleen with Jamie Nielsen is away from the dock. I think we're going to get all our boats to answer the bell. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to our start. Normally, at a race venue, Jeff Baylor, we don't allow the boats to come out on the water until the 5-minute mark. And that's not you and me don't allow them out, but the officials don't allow the boats on the water until the 5-minute mark. They let them come out at the 6-minute mark just because the pit area is so far across the lake.
Unique setup with that pit area about 1 3/4 mile away from the start-finish line here, as some of our boats are well, actually all 3 have left the pit dock. We are coming up on 4 minutes and 40 seconds until the start. Brad Luce, let's ID the participants coming up here in Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2B.
Let's start with the U11, the Miss Colleen, boat owned by Scott and Shannon Rainey out of Cle Elum, Washington. That's in the central part of the state. It is driven by Jamie Nielsen. Joining him out on the race course for this particular heat will be the boat owned by the city of Madison, Indiana. It is the U1, the Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane will handle the driving duties. He's had a good weekend so far, picked up 400 points in his first heat. And right behind him is the U9, the Lynx Healthcare, driven by Corey Peabody. They've looked very good this weekend. There's a sleeper floating around this place. It's that Lynx Healthcare and Corey Peabody. Quick word about Lynx Healthcare, a brand new sponsor on the H1 Unlimited Tour. They have climbed on board with Daryl and Vanessa Strong and the Strong Racing Stable. We welcome Lynx Healthcare to H1 Unlimited Racing. Jeff Ayler, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3:30.
Thank you, Brad. Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2B. Jamie Nielsen by the start-finish line buoy. And Miss Colleen cutting through. Corey Peabody, Lynx Healthcare. Jimmy Shane electing to go on up into turn number 2. In the U1, Miss Home Street, campaigned by Miss Madison Racing. So, Brad, it's our final heat of the afternoon. We're 3 minutes. 3 minutes until the start. Strategy, Shane again with the blind draw. Comes out perfect here for him and the Miss Madison team. And 2B, they drew another good one. But we'll see who wants those second place points. But Shane could get a challenge from Peabody in Lynx Healthcare if Corey could get on the inside of this boat right here at the start-finish line buoy.
I think that's the case. If Corey Peabody can get the U9 Lynx Healthcare on the inside of Jimmy Shane, he could cause some problems for Mr. Shane. Trust me, it's not just that he needs to be inside Jimmy Shane. If anybody's on the outside of Jimmy Shane, you're going to have your hands full trying to drive around him. That boat just is that fast. Coming up on 2:10 until the start, but I've really liked the U9 Lynx Healthcare. So far, the past 2 days, the boats run real well. Corey Peabody, he's a good shoe. He knows how to handle things. And we talked about it earlier, Jeff. Don't forget Jamie Nielsen. You open the door, he's going to put that chartreuse in royal blue, Miss Colleen, in lane 1.
He likes lane 1. That's where he's at right now in the milling period, the start sequence.
They're early, Jeff. They're early again. We're looking at 140 to get down there. I think they'll be okay. But if Nielsen wants lane 1, he's going to have to keep it under, or keep it over 80 miles an hour, and he's at the entrance pin to the corner about now, 125. That's going to be close.
So we are 1 minute, 20 seconds away from Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited Heat 2B. Jamie Nielsen, the first boat in turn number 1, and Miss Colleen, followed by Corey Peabody in Lynx Healthcare. And right now in the sequence, it looks like Jimmy Shane will have to go to lane number 3 in the Miss Home Street. The 1 minute gun has come and gone, 55 seconds away. Brad Luce set these lanes. They need to be established prior to the entrance pin of turn 2.
Yeah, and the way they're going up the backstretch right now, Jamie Nielsen, we said if he had the opportunity, he's not afraid and not shy to stick that chartreuse and royal blue Miss Colleen in that inside lane. That's where he is. Then following up behind him is Corey Peabody driving the Lynx Healthcare, the U9. Watch for Jimmy Shane to light up the home street and come wide with just a whole bunch of boat speed. Looking at the watch, we've still got 22 seconds to kill. Jamie Nielsen is just about to the exit pin. He's going to stay on that inside lane. We're inside 15 seconds. Jeff, bring him down.
By the timing marks, this looks good coming to the line. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. We're racing at Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited Heat 2B. Jamie Nielsen was there first in the Miss Colleen. 3 unlimited hydroplanes in the turn. The start is under review. It will involve the 11. Jamie Nielsen, your leader off the corner, but Brad Peabody and Shane is hidden.
Boy, Peabody and Shane are on the outside. There goes Jimmy Shane on the outside. The U1 to home straight. Look at the powder blue rocket. And look at Corey Peabody. Corey Peabody also gets past Jamie Nielsen. Now, Corey Peabody is on the inside of Jimmy Shane. That may be our boat race. Top end of the race course, Shane. Got to leave 2 lanes open in there. I'm sure he'll drive him clean. This is where Peabody can make up some ground. Look how wide Jimmy Shane drove him. Staying very, very clean. Jeff, come down to boat 1 in the book.
Beautiful sight. Turn number 2 on lap number 1. Shane is powered on the outside. 1 complete, 2 to go. Shane leads it in Miss Home Street. Make it a 3/4 rooster tail advantage over Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare. Jamie Nielsen in third in the Miss Colleen. We're getting word once again in this heat of a possible 1-lap penalty on a participant. Shane comfortably in front.
He is comfortably in front, but Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare does not want to go. The 11 has jumped the gun. He has also dropped down. He at the lower end of the race course. The 11's out of it. Corey Peabody now looking at a tall order, even though he is on the inside of Jimmy Shane. I don't know that he's going to be able to run him down. Shane is sending a message up and down pit road, Jeff Ayler. I can put this thing on the outside, and you still can't beat me.
Jamie Nielsen has relit the Miss Colleen, running in third. Jimmy Shane looking sharp in Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2B. White flag displayed. 2 in the books and 1 more to go for Shane. Now making a tail and a half in front. And now Corey Peabody. Will he go to the outside wake of Shane? I believe he is. Nielsen remains in third. Final time around for your top 2. Home Street, blue and white in front. That's Jimmy Shane.
Jimmy Shane comes off the lower corner, got about 3/4 of a lap to go, and he will pick up another checkered flag, his second one on the day. If I can quote my good friend Jeff Ayler, I think shouting's over in this one. I think Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare will let Jimmy Shane in the home street go. Miss Colleen picks up the white flag. They've got 1 more to go. Top end of the race course, suddenly it's a 2 rooster tail lead. Jimmy Shane, watch this. He's going to stay wide. He's going to find lots of clean water. Goes out to about lane number 11. He was way out there on this one. Give it up for Jimmy Shane.
Checkered flag is waving. Here's your winner of Marshall County Tourism and Sports Unlimited 2B, Jimmy Shane in Miss Home Street. Second place will go to Corey Peabody in the U9 Lynx Healthcare. And Brad, I believe we got another lap and a half to go for Jamie Nielsen in the third spot in the U11 Miss Colleen. You got a little bit more clarification on the penalty coming up on the U11 Miss Colleen, but these are important points for the 11. They want to score and get those 225 points and see how the draw looks tomorrow in Unlimited's 3A and 3B. Brad, did you get a clarification?
I did. That was a tough heat for Jamie Nielsen, who's going to come down here, and he's going to pick up the white flag because of that difficult heat. He did jump the start. That adds a lap to what he has to do. Then I'm not sure exactly where it was. I'm looking at it. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but his second penalty was on the second lap. He missed a buoy in one of the corners, so the boat must have hooked inside. Turn 1, he missed a buoy down there on lap 2. So tough race for Jamie Nielsen, but he can pick up his points.
So only one lap penalty on the gun jump, as we already see the checkered flag being held high. So Jamie Nielsen approximately a half a lap away from getting those 225 points. And Brad, I think, will get another white, so it looks like he'll have to go around 5 times to get those 225 points in third.
Well, we've got vintage boats here, and that's the way we used to do it back in the day. You have to run a whole bunch of lap 5, sometimes 6, and I hate to tell you this, Jeff, but when I was a kid and we had the Gold Cup in Seattle, ran that 3-mile course, 10 lap heats. It was a 90-mile race for the Gold Cup. Here comes Jamie Nielsen off the top end of the race course.
So white flag is displayed, so 2 one-lap penalties for the Miss Colleen and Marshall County Tourism and Sports. Unlimited.
It going. I'm ready. I know you are. Let's take a look at the boats that are going to come out and compete in our Heat 3A. And Jeff, it is day 2 of 2, which means we crown the champion at the end of the day. My understanding is we're going to run 5 boats on the front row. You've got to be one of those top 5 point getters to get on the front row of that final heat. And we've got some boats now that are looking at those points going, I got to get some.
Got to get some, and one that needs some desperately. Actually, 2 boats. Currently 7th in points, Jamie Nielsen with 450, and Miss Colleen. And Corey Peabody, the top qualifier at last year's Southern Cup, currently in the 6th position with 469 points in Lynx Healthcare. Miss Madison Racing right now stands on top of the point standings after 2 sections of the Gold Cup. Jimmy Shane with 800 points in first. His teammate Jeff Bernard in second with 625. Right now, Brad, is we're 5 minutes and 35 seconds until the start. Shane wants to remain clean, not getting any problems, because yesterday he drew both 3-boat heats. This is his first 4-boat heat of the weekend.
You're exactly right. Yes, he wants points. He wants to win because of the National High Points race, which is the total points throughout the season. But first and foremost, as you just said, this is the Gold Cup. He wants to win the Gold Cup. He wants to run clean, score points, and he'll be any points, and he'll be in great shape to be on the front row of the final. We got boats on the water as we are now inside 5 minutes to Heat 3A of the H1 Unlimited APBA Gold Cup. Heat 3A is presented by Explore Lake Guntersville, and you should visit exploreLakeGuntersville.com.
Brad Luce, let's ID the participants for our fans along the shoreline, our guests at the Lake Guntersville Hydro Fest.
First boat coming out of front straightaway is that U1, the Miss Home Street, powder blue and white. Jimmy Shane sits behind the wheel, 800 points. Boat is owned by the citizens of Madison, Indiana. Right behind him, Jamie Nielsen, driving the Chartreuse and Royal Blue as he jumps on the screen for those of you watching online. That's the Miss Colleen, the U11, driven by Jamie Nielsen. Seeing who's coming off the top end of the race course. Now here comes Corey. This will be Corey Peabody coming across next. You'll see him momentarily there online. He's coming across start-finish line right now. Those of you online, as the camera moves, there's Corey. The U9 Lynx Healthcare. We talked a lot about them yesterday, Jeff. A brand new sponsor in H1 Unlimited Hydroplane. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Get your name on a Gold Cup right out of the box.
Well, it would, and owners Darryl Vanessa Strong picked up their first unlimited win last year with the other boat in the team, the U8 Miss Tri-Cities.
Yes, they certainly did. They'd love to do it again as Corey's going to cut the course, but looking way across the race course and up the backstretch behind Corey there. You can barely see him. There he is for those of you online. The U91, the Goodman Real Estate, is at the top end of the race course. That is our 4th and final boat. It is driven by Jeff Bernard. It is black and gold. It's beautiful. They've come in here with 625 points. They're number 2 in the standings right now, Jeff. Same thing. Run clean, get some points.
Run clean. We're 3 minutes and 5 seconds from the start. Brad, for our fans along the shoreline, clock start in H1 Unlimited. Your lane is not assigned to you when you leave the pit area. You fight for it. And that's what's taking place right now in the milling period. You have to have your lane established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2, prior to the start, then hold your lane, come down to the line. Name of the game, be at these white buoys at full song at 0. If you jump the gun, you're issued a 1-lap penalty. And Brad, that's what these drivers don't want in the Gold Cup, because it's points, points, points to get to the final at 5 o'clock later today.
Yeah, it certainly is, and look what's going on up the backstretch as you talk about the fact that we fight for lanes. You got 3 boats right there. Corey's sitting on the inside right now. That's Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare sitting just inside Jimmy Shane in the home street. Then on the outside there is the Miss Colleen with Jamie Nielsen. Jeff Bernard follows. Watch Jeff. I'm just going to say, watch Jeff, see if he doesn't cut. And here he comes right on cue. Jeff Bernard in the 91's going to come across and jump in front of those 3. And now the timing's going to get interesting, because this may very well be the way they're going to go all the way down to the lower end. Our lanes may be getting determined right about now, Jeff.
And each boat has to stay above 80 miles per hour in the warm-up period. That is monitored by GPS for H1 Unlimited. And Brad, the 4-boat field making their way to turn number 1. Bernard leads them down, followed by Peabody, with Nielsen and Shane trailing back. Bernard is there first, and right now, Brad, Bernard has the 91 Goodman Real Estate parked on the buoy row, but still lots to decide. We now are 1 minute and 10 seconds until the start. Brad, by your timing marks, how's the field look?
I think the field is in good shape right now, and lane 1 is going to go to Jeff Bernard. Lane 2, at least as it is right now, and I don't expect anything to change. Goodman Real Estate is in 1 with Jeff Bernard. It is the Lynx Healthcare, the U9, Corey Peabody, trailing him up there. That's the silver boat. He is going to be in lane 2. Jimmy Shane in the home street is going to be in lane 3 with Jamie Nielsen on the far outside. Jeff, we are coming up to 40 seconds until our start. Take them through the top end of the race course. We'll bring them down. And now is when that start is absolutely critical. They want to be on the line when that clock strikes 0. We were watching yesterday maybe a 15, 16, maybe even a 17-second run off that exit pin. We're at 22, and they're approaching. They are. Watch on the outside. No, that's Nielsen there. Watch Jimmy Shane from lane 3 with a hole shot, Jeff.
Bernard is early by our timing marks. 10 seconds away. Explore Lake Guntersville, Heat 3A coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing in Explore Lake Guntersville, Heat 3A. Bernard hit the throttle right there at the last second. Leads the field down into turn number 1 and lane number 1. Bernard there first. Shane is actually second in lane number 3. Bernard in front. We got a deck-to-deck battle for second between Peabody and Shane.
Coming off the bottom end of the race course, Jeff Bernard. He was a little bit early on the start, but was able to get on it in enough time so he could get to the lower corner first, and he's holding that lead. It looks like 3 boats up the backstretch. There are 4 in second place. You've got Corey Peabody and Jimmy Shane in the Lynx Healthcare in the home street. Top end of the race course. Bernard running like a rocket, Jeff. He's really flying.
The start was good for H1 Unlimited. And Brad, will we have it? Yes, we have a triple-decker off turn number 2 and Explore Lake Guntersville Heat 3A, side by side by side. And now Jimmy Shane pulls out in lane number 3, takes the lead in Miss Home Street. As we go back into turn number 1, Shane in front on the outside. Shane maintains that lead. Now Lynx Healthcare in second with Corey Peabody, Bernard in third. Brad off the corner. Shane Powers in front.
Shane's out by about 3 boat lengths. It is Jeff Bernard has dropped back behind the 2 leaders. Now Corey gonna try and run down Jimmy Shane on the inside in that silver Lynx Healthcare. This happened yesterday, and Corey was unable to get him. Remember, we said Corey Peabody needs points. He'd love to have 400. 300 will do him just fine. But he also wants to let Jimmy Shane know, I can run you down on the inside. Top end of the race course. Jimmy driving him really clean, Jeff.
Boy, beautiful turn by Corey Peabody on the inside. Exciting Explorer Lake Guntersville Unlimited 3A. Shane accepts the white flag in front, making a 5-boat length advantage over Corey Peabody and Lynx Healthcare in second. The race is for first in Unlimited 3A. your top two in turn number one. Now Shane extends it out, make it 7 boat lengths, but Brad Peabody still driving strong on the pins.
He really would like to sniff those 400 points and run down Jimmy Shane. I don't know if he's going to be able to get him. He's sitting back by about a rooster tail. Jimmy Shane driving the U1, the Miss Home Street, got a rooster tail on Corey. He's been driving him really clean. And Jeff, you know what we mean by that. When he comes off the top end of the race course, he needs to leave a lane for Corey Peabody up there. He's been giving him plenty of room.
A great day to begin the APBA Gold Cup at Lake Guntersville. Final turn, final lap for the top two. Jimmy Shane extending it out. 3A sponsored by Explore Lake Guntersville. ExploreLakeGuntersville.com. Checkered flag waving. Your winner of 3A, Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. Second place will go to Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare. Jeff Bernard had the best start of all in lane number one, but fell back to third spot. Jeff Bernard third place in the 91 Goodman Real Estate. We don't want to forget about Jamie Nielsen. Jamie exiting turn number 2. He will come down to get the checkered flag. And Brad, I think there might be some damage on the 11. No, it's just the way the sun is shining on the forks of the boat. Fourth place to Jamie Nielsen in the Miss Colleen.
I believe the word is wow. That run down to complete lap number 1 when the 3 of them fanned out, that was some kind of good-looking boat race. And I know you heard the fans down here. They were hooting and hollering. That was just doggone good boat racing. Jeff, why don't you run down?
Get more out of every night.
I think when I won the Gold Cup, that was the crowning achievement of my whole life.
The unlimited hydroplanes, the powerhouses of boat racing, run for the Gold Cup. This is the one every man in boat racing strives to win, because this is the top prize.
Muncie came out of nowhere to take the lead. And Talent almost completely off the water. The object? A small Tiffany Gold Cup that represents the pinnacle of achievement for the hydroplane racer.
Tens or whatever the scale might be, the biggest number, that's what they're going to get from me. I want to come down here and do this again. And Jeff Ayler, I want you to come down and do it again with me, because quite candidly, with all the racing that we had, there was no way I could have done this by myself.
Well, thank you, Brad. I've already put my request in, so hopefully the board of directors of the Hydro Fest will have both of us back next year for 2023 for the Southern Cup here at Lake Guntersville. Brad, an interesting lineup on the front row. 2 entries from Miss Madison Racing. Jimmy Shane perfect on the weekend in Miss Home Street, but you can't count out the second entry driven by Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. Reason being
Orange trim on the fairings. It is driven by J. Michael Kelly. The other silver boat, it is predominantly silver. It is sponsored by Lynx Healthcare, the brand new sponsor of Corey Peabody and Strong Racing. Rounding out our front row is the 91 that you were talking about, the Goodman Real Estate. It is black and gold. Jeff Bernard out of Kent, Washington. We've got boats coming down the front straightaway. Fans, give it up for your favorite. There is Jimmy Shane. Right behind him is the other Madison boat, the Goodman Real Estate. There goes Dave Villwalk in the predominantly orange boat. Here comes J. Michael Kelly. He will come by in the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities. Got a couple of boats at the top end of the race course. Coming down first is going to be Jamie Nielsen in the Miss Colleen. He is the trailer boat in the heat. He has to start 5 seconds behind the clock, so he'll be trailing the field when they come across the start-finish line. Jeff, we've talked about putting 5 boats on the front row at this course. We were supposed to do it last year, but it didn't happen. We had a penalty, and one of our boats was sent back to the pit area. I think we're going to make it this time.
Right now it's guaranteed 5 on the front row, a trailer, the Miss Colleen. Brad, right now in the start sequence, Jimmy Shane has not been this aggressive so far this weekend in the milling period. He cuts through turn number 1 of the short course, and now Villwalk takes a turn left just past that orange buoy as J. Michael Kelly just cut through the infield in the Tri-Cities.
We've talked about the milling period and how the boats have been cutting across the course here and there and everywhere. I think you're going to see a lot more of it in this particular heat. Boats are keying off other boats. This is the trophy. All powerboat racers want to win. 5 laps on Lake Guntersville are going to determine our champion. Go, Jeff.
2 minutes and 55 seconds until the start. Let's watch Shane again. Yes, Shane is using Villwalk tactics in the milling period, circling the short course. Dave will cut in behind him. In front of Shane is Corey Peabody and Lynx Healthcare. Your lane is not assigned to you. That's what is being decided right now in the race before the race, Brad. To position your boat, lane, you establish your lane prior to the start at the entrance pit of turn number 2 right now.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
We are 2:25 away, still lots to decide.
Yeah, watch if nobody cuts the race course, and nobody is. Dave going to come? He is. He is going to cut the race course because J. Michael Kelly was going to come off the top of the race course, and if nobody cut, he was going to put himself in lane 1. But Dave just came across, and now he's coming down the front straightaway. What's the time, Jeff?
We are coming up on the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes, and Shane is down on power up in turn number 2. Brad, could that be a penalty? He is completely down on power. You can see the boat. It is nestled dead in the water just outside the exit pin of turn 2.
The referees are going to have to take a look at that because, and now he's firing it up again. But, oh, there are some rules about that one in the rule book.
But we'll go ahead and call it physically. We are now 1:25 until the start, 1:25 away. Here's Shane. We saw that boat dead in the water just outside the exit pin of turn number 2. 1:15 away, 1:15. Peabody in turn 1. Brad, there is Villwalk. And right now he is trying to position his boat in lane number 1. We are exactly.
He's going to come.
1 minute from the 112th APBA Gold Cup. He's weaving back and forth, Brad, to kill time.
That's why you're seeing that wall of water come up. He's trying to kill time. Dave is way early up toward the top end of the race course. Then it's Corey Peabody coming up. Corey Peabody is behind him. Then here comes Shane. Here comes Bernard. And that's J. Michael Kelly with a pretty hot head of steam coming up there behind everybody. And then our trailer boat is Jamie Nielsen and the Miss Colleen. The 112th running of the APBA Gold Cup. Here we go. Looking at the clock, we're inside 26 seconds. Oh my goodness, Dave is so early. Look how wide he's going up there to kill time. That's another question. Coming off the top end of the race course, this one looks like it's ragged. There's your 5 boats on the front row. Jeff Ayler, start our Gold Cup.
10 seconds away, the Gold Cup sponsor, Marshall County Tourism and Sports. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing in the final heat of the APBA Gold Cup here at Lake Guntersville. 3 of them across the line. Shane, Kelly, and Bernard. We look up above. Jimmy Shane, your leader in Miss Home Street. J. Michael Kelly in second, but Brad Corey Peabody tightening things up in lane 1. Shane in front.
Yeah, a whole lot of boats coming off the corner. Good start. Everything is legal.
Kelly going dead in the water, turn 1.
Kelly is down. Now up the backstretch. It is Jimmy Shane, and he's opening up water on Corey Peabody. He's opening up a lot of water on Corey Peabody. Boy, this is going to be a case of somebody trying to overpay for the inside lane. Bill Walk got up there too late, had to move it all the way to the outside. But the boat that came from lane 2, Jimmy Shane driving to home. Oh, and Corey Peabody had to go through the rooster tail of Jimmy Shane.
We will come down to complete lap number 1, Marshall County Tourism and Sports. APBA Gold Cup, your leader, comfortably out in front right now, Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. Second place to Corey Peabody and Lynx Healthcare. Jeff Bernard in the 3rd spot in Goodman Real Estate, and Bill Walk is still trying hard, flying in 4th in Beacon Plumbing. We go back into turn number 1. Shane remains in front, and Brad with Kelly dead in the water, that could cause a problem.
Keep an eye on Dave Vilwalk. He drove to the inside of Bernard down there. Vilwalk is trying to sneak up on Jeff Bernard. He's on the inside in 4th place. Now halfway up the backstretch, it is all Jimmy Shane. Now tell you what, it's a rough boat ride for Corey Peabody. And here comes Dave. He's coming on the inside of Bernard. He's trying to run him down. He moved over. After he crossed start finish line, he made a move to the inside. And Dave is not running. Hey, I thought maybe he was dropping down a little bit, but our leader is at the top end of the race course. It is all powder blue and white. It is Jimmy Shane.
We will come down to complete lap number 2. Once again, this is a 5-lap final. Jimmy Shane, 2 complete, 3 to go in the 112th APBA Gold Cup. Corey Peabody still charging hard in 2nd position in U9 Lynx Healthcare. Jeff Bernard, oh, and Phil Walk just about dumped it right here in front of us in 4th. He's flying high. Brad Shane's still your leader, but Peabody is not giving up in 2nd.
No, Peabody's running very hard. Dave is really loose. The last time down the front straightaway, he went to the inside. It didn't work. He's now on the outside of Bernard, but our race is up front at the lower end of the race course. Peabody closed up on Shane, but now Jimmy has opened it back up. Shane on lap number 3, up toward the top end of the race course. He's still leaving room in there for Corey Peabody, so see if Corey can make up some time at the top end.
All right, look, I don't know who need to hear this, but my man just tried that new 100 milligram generic Viagra for only 87 cents a pop from Friday Plans. We was having problems in the bedroom, straight up, and it was messing us up, so we was desperate. It sounded like a scam, for real, but he tried it, and let me tell you what went down.